You gonna get up? I bet Tomas has just been waiting and waiting for Hershey, Mr. Hershey here to show up in one of our videos. Hola todos, bienvenidos. This is the third video in what was supposed to be a three-part series about my journey in learning more and more about Nicaragua over the past 6 years. And this is actually the fifth video because the first one got turned into 3. This video will be learning more about the daily life of the average Nicaraguan. Soy Darlene, a Spanish-speaking mama, and on this channel we speak Spanglish, anything Nicaragua, and life as a bicultural family. If you're interested in this type of content, consider subscribing, and let's get into the video. Okay, bye. Oops. So the last videos on this series have been very much surface level, and as I've spent more time inside of the houses of families in Nicaragua, I think I've come to a pretty good understanding of the country, obviously not having actually grown up there. I'm gonna try to do my best to communicate some of these things, y si sos de Nicaragua, naciste y creciste ahí, me avisen en los comentarios si estoy equivocada de alguna manera. And this is of course my personal experience. Everybody has different experiences, so here we go. If you need fresh produce and meat or that in your house for that day, you would usually go to the market very early in the morning. And I mean like 5, 6 a.m. and get what you need for making whatever meals you're gonna make for the day. Because of this little detail of early morning, I've rarely been to the market with my mother-in-law or anyone in Tomas's family because usually when I'm in Nicaragua I get up around 8, 9 a.m. which is pretty late for a Nicaraguan. I'm not Nicaraguan, but whatever, you know. Oh, my battery. So what we've normally done, or should I say them, because I rarely went to the market like I said, they would go to the market in the morning and get fresh veggies and meat for the day, and then usually we would go once a month or something to the grocery store and get many pounds worth of rice and beans. And then a lot of times, I don't know, if you forget something or maybe you just regularly buy certain things from certain people. How do I really say this? There are people that go around neighborhoods and down streets like peddling their wares. So either with like a tricycle thing or even on a bike or walking, pushing wheelbarrows or carrying buckets or baskets on their heads. So some things we'd buy from there, you know, onions, green peppers, tomatoes, milk I think passes by in the morning, and then some different dessert things, tortillas, and sorbete. I'm probably missing a bunch, but anyway, you kind of get the idea. In each household in Nicaragua, there's usually a lot of extended family living in one house. You might live with your grandparents, some uncles and aunts, some cousins, nieces, nephews, in-laws, you know, any mixture of parts of your family. So I, maybe naively, I don't know, thought that people live together just because of more like tradition or because they, you know, love their family and want to live with them, which I hope would be one part. But people actually live together much more out of necessity. Here in the US, we tend to send our grandparents to like old age homes when they get too old to take care of themselves, but in Nicaragua, they don't really have that, and who could afford it anyway? I mean, if you think about it, it doesn't sound very nice to send your grandparents away. But anyway, grandparents would, you know, be in the household because the younger generations need to help take care of the grandparents. And then everybody really works together to actually chip in for food, for electricity, for cable. You're not earning a living just for yourself, you're earning a living for your family. A very big part of average Nicaraguan life, maybe not daily if you're lucky, but at least weekly, is washing clothes by hand. Props to people who wash their clothes by hand on a regular basis because it is very physical, hard work. I had to do it a few times and I just rather not. I mean, call me lazy, I just love my clothes washer. Automatic, doesn't cost me physical labor. But besides scrubbing the heck out of your jeans and your shirts and your underwear and everything, and then trying to wring them out, oh my gosh, towels, sheets, blankets, those are the hardest. Something very common is to have a barbed wire clothesline because, I mean, come on, clothespins, they always get lost, broken. So if you just hang your clothes over the barbs on barbed wire, then it doesn't tend to fly away in the wind. So it works basically the same as a clothespin. But then with that also comes more rips in your clothes and sometimes funny lumps in your clothes. You know when your clothes dry in a funny shape and then it ends up with that little, yeah. And also in the rainy season, it is very difficult to get those clothes dry in the sun because there's not a lot of sun. There's mostly clouds and mostly rain. So you sometimes end up with ropa húmeda al fin del día. Another daily chore, and maybe twice or 3 times daily during the dry season at least, is what I will call watering the patio. Amor, ¿cómo se llama cuando en Nicaragua le echan agua al patio? I don't remember what it's called in Spanish, but yeah, you fill up buckets of water and just dump water on your front patio. Like any space you have between your house and the road, you would just dump water on because that helps to make so the sun shining into the cement doesn't come back at you. Like, it just makes it a lot cooler. Jeez, I feel like I'm so terribly describing some of these things, but if you have questions, you know what to do. Also in Nicaragua, it's very common for the electricity to go out. I'm not sure what exactly causes that. Maybe sometimes they're planned outages, like they have to fix this thing or that thing, but I think sometimes just the way that their electric wires are kind of not, how do I say this? They don't have the best electricity wiring system, I guess. I imagine that that's what causes sometimes power outages. This has made Zoom meetings or being on time or there at all for like video meetings a little less reliable. Does that make sense? I feel like my brain is a little bit slow today. Okay, on to the next one. Also, I'm not sure if this happens across all of Nicaragua, but at least where I have stayed in Nicaragua, you have running water at certain times of day. So I think maybe from 6 or 7 a.m. till maybe around noon, and then from 3 till 6 or something. I don't know why I don't know the times yet because it's the same every single day. And again, no sé la razón, but I do know that to be how it is. One thing that took me quite a while to figure out in Nicaragua was how to get mail to a specific house. I mean, I guess I could have figured it out sooner, but maybe I didn't try hard enough. But anyway, big companies like Claro, which is like the internet, phone, television service, well, one of the very big major ones in Nicaragua, they will send bills to your house. And I don't know if they send it with like the newspaper guy, because they do have a newspaper delivery system in Nicaragua, which delivers newspapers to houses. But for sure there's those 2 types of things that show up as at your house as mail, but there are no street names, house numbers, or specific addresses like we have in the US. They do have like official addresses though. They're just a little more complicated. Like one might be 3 blocks south of La Esquina de los Bancos. So they're just a lot longer and more descriptive. Like might have the name of the neighborhood in it, might have 2 blocks south or north or up or down from here, might say in front of a specific landmark. They just, to me, are a lot more confusing and hard to remember. I'm trying to go over as much as I can in this video without making it way too long. So if there's anything you'd like to know more about or want more in-depth videos about, please just comment down below. If you like telenovelas, you don't always have to be Nicaraguan. I'm sure other countries have the same love of their telenovelas. They are series. with many different episodes, and they're very dramatic, and people have referred to them to be kind of like soap operas. I don't watch either soap operas or really telenovelas. I've just gotten parts of them because certain people in the family household really love their telenovelas, and they have to take over the TV at the time that their show comes on. If you know anybody like this, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I think it's mostly females that really get attached, but there are males that get into the stories as well. Something that of course I need to mention, which maybe I also noticed as more of a tourist in Nicaragua because it's just so prevalent like on menus, and with any meal you get, there's rice and beans or gallo pinto. But I think most, if not all, Nicaraguans, even though they eat it basically every day, probably 3 times a day, they still love their gallo pinto and their rice and their beans and their beans and their rice and their gallo pinto and their rice and their beans and their gallo pinto. I think the first time I had like an extended stay in Nicaragua at specifically Tomas's family's household, I must say I did get tired of eating rice and beans and gallo pinto. But now I definitely love gallo pinto. Don't get me wrong, but I do like it in moderation, not several times a day. Hey, if you like that, good for you, because that is some cheap food. Rice and beans. Thank you. Pulling the wipes out of the wipe thing. Last but not least, I just want to say that los Nicaragüenses son muy orgullosos of their country, the slang that they use, their heritage, their traditions, their food, their everything. And I think that's really cool. And Nicaraguans should be proud of where they come from. Gracias por ver. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that thumbs up if you did. Remember to leave your comments down below. Share with someone you think might enjoy this video. Subscribe for more, and we'll see you next Saturday. You don't want to say bye? I was just about to say bye. Come on, let's say bye. Say bye. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. This video will be learning more This video will be learning more about the daily local life of the... Don't kick that, okay, honey? Where's Moose? There it is. Thank you.